Next question. Information is provided to us with respect to the number of equity shares 10,000. Degree of financial leverage is 3. Degree of operating leverage is 4. Amount of the interest is 1,20,000. Income tax rate is 40 percentage and profit volume ratio is again 40 percentage. This is the basic information given to us. And based on that, so these are the three questions that we have. Compute the sales amount, compute earning per share, and the required amount of the increase in the sales and the revised sales at that time if the company wants to increase the EBIT to 3 lakhs. I request you to give answer for the first and the second part of the question. Then I will be doing answer for you. Dear students, the question says that so you are required to calculate the sales and EPS. So basically we have sales. From that, so the variable cost is deducted. Difference of both of them is contribution. From that, fixed cost is deducted. That will give us EBIT, earning before interest and taxes, minus interest amount. Interest is 1,20,000. EBIT minus interest is EBT. Minus tax, that will give the earning after taxes, that is 60 percentage. The same will be divided with the number of equity shares, and based on that, so we get EPS. Number of equity shares are provided to us, an example 10,000. So this is a basic format that we have for the purpose of doing answer. Now friends, we have number of shares that I have mentioned, amount of interest I have mentioned, income tax rate and PV ratio. These are the things that we have. PV ratio is indicating that say for every 100 rupees of the sales, the contribution is 40. Now importantly, the question is providing the information about the degree of financial leverage, which is 4. We have the interest amount, that is 1,20,000. So taking these two things into account, we can make the calculation of the EBIT. Everybody is requested to pay attention. We understand that over here, degree of financial leverage is equal to EBIT minus interest. EBIT upon EBT. So degree of financial leverage is provided to us in example 3. So it is EBIT upon EBIT minus interest. This is 3, so it is X upon X minus interest amount is 1,20,000. So now we can compute the EBIT. Once you have EBIT, you can very well understand. You can have EBT minus tax, you'll have EAT. Number of equity shares, you'll get the EPS. That is the way the EPS can be found. So this is what we can say, working note number 1, calculation of EBIT. Second thing that you can very well understand, we have DOL information in the question. DOL is 4. DOL is 4 and DFL is 3. So working note number 2, calculation of contribution. In that we understand we can apply the formula of DOL. It is contribution upon EBIT. So contribution is equal to doll into EBIT. Degree of operating leverage is 4 into EBIT value that say we find from here, and based on that say we can compute the contribution. That is the way we are required to make the calculation of contribution. So please write an answer for the first and second working note. So it is 3x minus 3,60,000 is equal to x. So 2x is equal to 3,60,000. So x is equal to 3,60,000 divided by 2. So it is 1,80,000. This is 1,80,000. So this is 7,20,000. This is 7,20,000. Amount of EBIT is 1,80,000. Amount of the fixed cost will be difference of 7,20,000 and 1,80,000. That comes to 5,40,000. EBT can be calculated 60,000. Income tax rate 60%. That comes to 36,000. Number of equity shares 10,000. So that will give us EPS 3 rupees 60 paise. That is the way we can make the calculation of answer of EPS. Now we'll make the calculation of the sales value. And for sales value calculation, we have to use the formula for profit volume ratio. So next, working note number 3, calculation of sales. In that, profit volume ratio is contribution upon sales into 100. So sales is contribution upon profit volume ratio. What is the contribution? Amount of contribution is 7,20,000 divided by 0.4. That comes to rupees 18 lakhs. That is the way the sales value can be found. This is 18 lakhs. Contribution is 40% of the revenue. So variable cost would be 60% of the revenue. So it is 18 lakhs into 0.6. That comes to 10,80,000. That is the way we can compute the sales value too. This is the answer of the first and second part of the question. Many a times I come across to a question like this. That said, why do you prepare the table? Is it fine if at all, say I make only this much calculation and I do not prepare the table? Yes, of course it is absolutely fine. The reason that I prepared table is say just to have a good understanding of the entire working. No other reason. I request you to give answer for the third part of the question in the chat box. Required amount of the increase in the sales and revise the sales at that time if the company wants to increase EBIT to rupees 3 lakhs. So if at all the company has a desire to increase the EBIT to 3 lakhs, What is the amount of the increase in the sales required? Please calculate answer and put your answer in the chat box. So friends, in the third question, the question says that say you want to have an amount of the EBIT of rupees 3 lakhs, and for that say you're required to compute the amount of the sales required. Just I'm giving you first of all an informal explanation. This is supposed to be 3 lakhs. Fixed cost no change. Contribution 8,40,000. Sales value will be 8,40,000 divided by zero point 0.6. That comes to 14 lakhs. 3 plus 5.4, 8.4 divided by zero point 0.4. I'm sorry, profit volume ratio is 40%. Divided by 0.4, that comes to 21 lakhs. And 60% of that will be 12,60,000. That is the way we are required to compute the sales value. So sales value should be 21 lakhs and it should increase by 3 lakhs. This is what we understand. Right on answer. Third question answer. Calculation of amount of sales, comma, if EBIT is supposed to be rupees 3 lakhs. So in the breakdown, sales less variable cost, contribution, fixed cost, and EBIT. The amount of the EBIT is 3 lakhs. Amount of the fixed cost that we already have found, 540. So contribution is 8,40,000. 8,40,000. Sales is 8,40,000 divided by 0.4. That is 21 lakhs. 21 lakhs into 0.6, 12,60,000. This is the way we will have the answer. So final answer will be written like this. Current sales should increase by rupees 3 lakhs, comma, it should increase to rupees 21 lakhs. That is what we understand. Now there is one point that I want to discuss with all of you is like this. Sometimes I come across to a question that is said to an answer like this. Everybody is requested to pay attention. DOL is contribution upon EBIT. So contribution is DOL into EBIT. What is doll? Doll is 4. What is EBIT required? 3 lakhs. So 3 into 4 is 12 lakhs. Then sales is contribution upon PV ratio. Contribution is 12 lakhs. Divided by profit volume ratio is 40%. That comes to 30 lakhs. Many a times I come across to an answer like this, and students have a point that, sir, why my answer is wrong? Because the way you have explained, say, I have understood that. However, I am slightly um, like concerned that, say, why this answer is wrong. Because basically what happens, that's a number of times students have not calculated, so the amount of the fixed cost in the first part of the question. That is the reason, say, there is a possibility that, say, a student may give answer like this. I give reply to you that say why this answer is wrong. Now giving explanation, friends. I request all of you to use your calculator. 7,20,000 divided by 1,80,000. The answer is 4. So right now we understand that, so the degree of operating leverage is 4. This is 8,40,000 divided by 3 lakhs. And the answer is 2.8. See, what I want to tell you, friends, is this. Understand importantly, whenever there is a change in the operating income, whenever there is a revised in the activity level, then in that case the leverage is going to change. Right now, leverage is 4. Afterwards, leverage is 2.8. What I want to tell you is that, say, when the EBIT is 3 lakhs, at that time the leverage value will be something else and not 4. As far as the absolute amount of the leverage is concerned, that will keep on changing with a different level of the operating income or different level of the sales. We can say that, so the DOL is right now 4. Means, what does it mean? That is, what does it mean? It means that, say, whatever the existing operating level that we have at that point of time, DOL is 4. Now, if at all there is a variation in the sales, so at this point of time, then in that case, definitely it will have an impact. That, say, it will be having, so the different EBIT. I repeat that again. What happens at, say, right now, so when the sales is 18 lakhs, variable cost is 1080, contribution is 720. At that time, so the DOL is 4. Now the existing sales of 18 lakhs is having a change. Then in that case, say, for every 1% change in the sales, EBIT will change at the rate of 4%. That is what we understand. However, if at all you take the EBIT 3 lakhs, then in that case the DOL is not 4. At that point of time, what is DOL? We do not know. If at all we start doing the answer like this directly. So going with this, say, is not possible over here if at all you are thinking that, say, to do answer in this way. So importantly, friends, a kind of small revision of the answer. In this question, we have been provided with the information of DFL and we have been provided with the information about the interest. So taking these two values into account will make the calculation of the EBIT. And the amount of the EBIT is 1,80,000. Based on EBIT, we have calculated the contribution. Based on the contribution, we have computed the sales. That is the way we have made the calculation of answer. At the same time, we have prepared this entire statement, because this statement will give you an absolute clarity that, say, what is happening. In the third part of the question, we are required to compute that if at all you want EBIT of 3 lakhs, what should be your sales? Your sales should be 21 lakhs. And importantly, understand this is not the way you can do answer, because the absolute leverage, this value will keep on changing with the change in the activity level.